Alright guys, and welcome to episode 12 of this Road to Glory series with Salford City on FIFA 20. Now, I don't think it's all that out of place to say that last episode, a bit shit in terms of first couple of games, weren't it? But at least we did end it on a high. I'll have a quick reminder of the results, although I remember them well. Yeah, we started with that 3-2 loss at home to Exeter, in which we conceded the third and final goal in injury time. We were on for a draw in that one. We then got battered 3-1 by Bradford, who, let's face it, scored a couple of really good goals from edge of area. There weren't much Leathern could have done about either one of them, to be fair to him, because there were just long shots from outside area with just the perfect amount of curl on them. Not much we could do about that. We did, however, finish with a 2-1 victory over Crewe at home, in which we scored in injury time. So I think that was sort of karma, sort of making up for the fact that we lost in injury time at the end of the first game. Now, as you can see from calendar, we are very nearly into January, which means the opening of the transfer window. What it also means is we are going to be back to 2 games an episode, so we will only have 2 games in this episode. We will start away at Oldham, which would be a short journey, I believe. Salford and Oldham relatively close to each other, aren't they? I think so anyway, and then we will be playing Grimsby away on New Year's Day for the second game. It is worth noting that we have got a lot of transfers going on in January, a lot of players leaving, so hopefully we'll add money to the budgets and we can sort out some of the contracts, and we can also, when we get the youth report in again for the goalkeepers, hopefully sign Jonathan Robinson, I think, the goalkeeping target that we're interested in. But contracts are the priority. We have also got us 2 new signings joining as well, remember. Emil Smith-Rowe from Arsenal for 2 years on loan, and Markovic from Romania. Don't ask me to tell you which club because I honestly don't remember. But yeah, Markovic is coming from Romania. They joined for 2 years each, pretty much after this game, more or less. So hopefully we'll be able to debut them in game number 2 of 2 in this episode. For now, though, we'll move forward and play game 1 of 2 when we travel to Oldham, unless any news comes in. We've got a youth player that wants out. Alfie Evans wants out to cancel his contract because he thinks he's ready to be called up to senior team. Well, we can't risk losing him because he is the Scout Future Star, isn't he? So we're going to have to call him up to the first team. We've also sold Wiseman, which adds another 80 grand to our transfer budget, which will come in handy for them contract negotiations. So we'll skip across to the youth team and we are going to call Alfie Evans up. Even though he's only 69 to 83 potential, he is at 55 overall, so he has grown a few so far. We'll promote him just because we don't want to lose him. Tempted to promote Mo as well, you know, because he's now 62 rated, but I think we will leave him in youth team. Potential of 77 to 85 as well, which isn't too bad. We will leave him where he is for now though, and like I said, hopefully get around to playing game 1 or 2 for this episode. We've got news that Moncrief has been sold as well, which adds another 80 grand to the transfer budget. So that's 160 grand added in January, which should mean that we've got all the money we need to sort out them contracts. We are going to do the press conference then, although I will do that off screen, and then it's time for game number 1 against Oldham. Now, I do believe we have already played Oldham once, just don't ask me what the result was. I do remember Chris Eagles, I also remember David Wheater. It's a 4-1-4-1, so that midfield is going to be quite busy. We make the one change. We have brought Olav Larsson in the place of Thomas Mickelbust because he was just suffering from fatigue. Hopefully he'll get a bit of rest for this game and then return refreshed for the next one. Can we carry on where last episode left off then? That is the question. Obviously ended with a win last episode. Another one would be nice. Larsson on to Figueira. He finds Walker. Back to Figueira. Larsson onto Toure. Mane onto Towell. Oh, and Towell blasts it in back at net. Well done, Sunshine. And we'll celebrate in front of them Oldham fans. A very early goal, 3 minutes in. And Oldham fans do not look happy. Lots of nice football. Little touch from Toure, takes it inside. Manny takes one touch, same with Towel, and blasts it in back at net. You can see what it means to him as well. With celebration, that little touch just took it behind defender, and there was no he could do then. Is it Mouchy? Oh, well cut out by Walker. It's Larson. Looks for Walker again. Finds him. Walker's got pace, as we know. Is there going to be anybody in box for a cross? There isn't, but it's over the bar, and that will be a corner. Here's Egert. I'm sure he's a defender. Oh, Larson knocked off at ball. Did so well to cut that out. Manny, win your header. He does. And there's Towel. He wins it as well. Nice Sigurdarsson. Nice 1-2 touch football. It's Manny off for Larson. Oh, ref. Come on. Barged off football then. That were a blatant foul. It's Towel chasing. And Towel did get a touch on it, but it falls to Nepomuceno, is that? Here's Fage. Ball inside. Wow. Good save by Leathern, though. That were going in as well. Larson onto Sigurdarsson. Comes through middle. Finds Towel. He goes over at top looking for Walker. Walker couldn't win the header. We're hoping to put that over back at defender then. White suddenly selected Piergiani then, and wow, was that a save or a miss? It's also quite a barn. It looks like a terrible miss. Oh wow. Wow. It's pumped forward, and it is Vera. It's the guy that just missed dramatically anyway. Oh, that's given straight to the attacker. It's Vera again. And easy save this time for Leathern. Terrible defending, but we get away with that a bit. Larson. Don't know what we were doing there. He won the header, but well done, Piergiani. Oh, just as I said that, and then you do something like that, you daft lad. Well done, Hogan. No nonsense from the captain. See, there's now a title update out for FIFA, and from what I've seen, a lot of the glitches have been fixed in career mode, and that's a good thing. Obviously we're still going to suffer from them because we started this when it was still in pre-order on EA Access. Well, we will pick that discussion up in the second half because that is the referee's whistle. At the half-time break it is Salford, well, Oldham 0, Salford 1. Yeah, as I was saying, a lot of the mistakes and glitches in FIFA have apparently been patched with the update that came out today as I'm filming this, which is the 16th. And a lot of the career mode glitches have been fixed, supposedly, from a video that I saw suggested on YouTube yesterday from one of the bigger FIFA YouTubers. Obviously, we're not going to benefit from that fix because this was started while FIFA was still in pre-order, and any career modes that are already started don't benefit from the fixes, but that does bode well for future career modes that we may or may not do on the channel, doesn't it? Could we not have cleared that a little bit better, boys? Do finally get the ball upfield though. Yeah, so hopefully when we do get it started, the nuke, oh, that ball was terrible. Sigurdarsson didn't even try and win it back then either. Yeah, when we do hopefully start the Newcastle career mode that I do intend to start at some point, we will benefit from the changes made to career mode. Ooh, we got very lucky then. I'm just going to lump it upfield to get it away from goal for a bit. Oh, Manny wins the header as well. Yeah, we got very lucky because, oh, well done, Larson. Come on, Sigurdarsson, make a run. He don't. There's nobody going to make a run. Can we have, you know, some runners on ball, please? That's through to Manny, who goes for a shot. Oh, get in. Off the post and in. Manny Disaruwe, you absolute beauty. I were criticising then, but that was worth it. Manny cutting inside and boom, straight across keeper, off at post and into side netting on other side. Get in, son. Some lovely curl on that shot. And that doubles our lead. I have no idea what... Oh, we're complaining, weren't I? Because nobody were getting forward. But then Manny does everything he's sent. He comes short. Finds space. Hold on, Figueira. Yeah, Manny comes short. Finds space. Waits for players to get forward. Figueira. Here's Larson. Onto Manny. Here's the goal scorer. Towell goes for another one. That is just over. It's nice to see us scoring some goals for a change. Mind us saying that, we scored a couple of goals in the first episode of last game, didn't we? It is nice to be the side in the lead. Although I won't get too carried away because we have chucked away leads before, haven't we? In fact, I've got a feeling that we were winning 2-0 at some point in another game. And chucked that away to ultimately lose. Good block by Sigurdarsson. Does fall back to... Well, we do get the ball away in the end. Here's Manny. He's going to hold that ball up and let Towell get forward, which he does. Here's Larson. Pumped forward for Towell again. Looking for Larson then, but Walker picks it up and we get the shot off. This time it is a good save by Woods. Knocked on. Here's Larson. Oh, he should have gone for Manny. It don't matter though. There's the referee's whistle and we do get the clean sheet and the 3 points. Huge, huge result. It is Oldham 0, Salford 2. We did manage to... what was this? Youth player wants out. Is that just going to be the same email again? No, it's Bjarne Mo wants to cancel his contract as well. So we are going to have to call Mo up as well, just to be able to keep ordering him. Which is a shame because they're not going to get game time straight away. But I don't want to lose them, especially at 77 to 85 potential. Right, we'll promote him to the senior team just to keep hold of him and we'll just carry on training him, although he's probably going to start moaning that he's not getting game time now as well. We are, speaking of, going to do the training. Hopefully keep up the good run of training results. And Mickelbust and Evans and Mo have all grown. Mo now 63, Mickelbust at 66 and Evans at 56. That's not bad growth so far. I'll have a look back on the main screen. That should tell us how far he's grown. Evans has gone up by 6 from 50 rated. Mickelbust has also gone up from by 6 to 66 rated. Larson up by 2. And Mo up by 6. So quite a lot of growth. About a point a month if you say that we've had them since the start of the season, even though we haven't. So with that level of growth, we could be expecting them to be some of the better players in the league by season 2. If, well, I'm going to assume we're not going to get promoted. We are probably going to be stuck in League 2 for Season 2, but we should expect them to be some of the better players in the league for Season 2 if that growth continues. Right, speaking of growth continuing, hopefully we can continue to grow up the table. Let's move forward into January, hopefully, and bring in our new signings and hopefully be able to sort out some contracts. And that confirms that the transfer window is now open and players should have left. We have got Larson wanting to play. I'll tell him I'll consider it because he don't want to stay on, don't want to be on bench. He is probably going to start on bench because I think Mickelbust will be fit again. But he might get some game time towards the second half as we travel to Grimsby to play them in the second time we've played them in this season so far. I vaguely remember us drawing with Grimsby. Let's see if we can beat them this time. Now, the only reason that I vaguely remember us playing Grimsby once already is because I was trying to remember if their nickname is the Mariners. I do remember that conversation. It is a 4-3-3 we're playing against, with Waterfall in defensive mid. As you can see from that list, we do bring new signings, Markovic and Smith Rowe, into the starting lineup, with Mickelbust sitting back in his role in midfield. I said his hole then, didn't I? Now, what can the new signings do? Smith Rowe I'm kind of excited to see, because I'm hoping that he provides just as much pace as Walker did out on the wing. There's Mickelbust. Given away by Mickelbust. Come on, mate, you're 66 rated now. You should be making better passes than that. It is Rose coming forward. I'm going to assume that this is not Danny Rose. Well done, Toure, and that gives Sigurdarsson a chance to burst forward. He finds Mickelbust. That's Toure. Towel. That's going to be a free kick for us. Toure was challenged unfairly. And that's a yellow card. It is Luke Hendry. So, possibly attacking at the right back. A nice option for us. Threlkeld keeps on at ball, finds Markovic. There's Smith Rowe, he is onside, and that header, what was that? Here's Sigurdarsson. Oh, we're having a look for Smith Rowe, is now in a ton of space out on that wing. Oh, what a touch. Oh, Markovic got to the ball, keeper punched. Sigurdarsson had a shot, and then we've ran past it with Smith Rowe. And it's hoofed upfield in end. Here's Rose. Well done, Toure sees that off. There's Threlkeld, he's going to go back to his keeper. Leathern can well it upfield, although it falls straight to Waterfall, which is not ideal. Everybody's just sat off. Good block, ball falls, well done Toure. I was about to say ball falls to attacker, but Toure did get in there. There's Towel. He's going to look for Markovic, finds him. Forward for Toure. There's Markovic, picks it up but dribbles straight at the defender. That's Whitehouse. Oh, Cook. Great pass for Green out on wing. Oh, blazed over by Cook. Are we going to be able to get in behind the defender? We're not. Hendry is going to come away from that. I did say we needed to attack down that side, didn't I? Left-hand side for us, right-hand side for Grimsby, because Hendry is on a yellow card. And we have got quite a lot of pace on the wing with Sigurdarsson. Oh, well done. Speaking of Sigurdarsson, cutting that out. Toure is going to turn. Finds Towel again. Now look for a cross, and oh, how did we turn that wide? Were it Mickelbust? It were. Bursting in box. Convinced that, or he scuffed it. Cook is going to look for a pass. Is he going to find one though? No, because Hogan steps up. And that's wellied forward, but Waterfall cuts it out. We are in injury time. If we concede now, I'll be very disappointed. Grimsby have got a player down. Well done, Leathern. Welly upfield, and that should be all she wrote. Ref, blow whistle. And there we go. Referee's whistle does bring the first half to an end. At the break, it is Grimsby 0, Salford 0 on to Piergiani. Don't just stand there static, lads. You can't afford that. See, that is what happens when we stand there static. Oh, and then Piergiani scuffs his pass back to Leathern. It's Hansen. He goes out wide. I think we've got away with this if we don't concede here. Well done, Smith Rowe. And that gives us a chance to come forward. Although it would if we'd have actually gone forward. Whitehouse cuts that out. I didn't want to just try and burst down wing because we had players all around us. And that's an easy tap in for Ring. We brought that on as Sen. We should have just wellied it upfield, shouldn't we? Second half, and it is a goal early for Grimsby, and it's a simple tap-in from poor defensive errors. Should have done better. And how did we not block that on line? Hogan, what are you doing? Oh, Threlkeld. Thought he'd won that. He does it the second time we're asking, though. Smith Rowe, what are you doing, you nincompoop? I can't believe I just used nincompoop as well in a sentence. What is that all about? That's a nice ball though for Smith Rowe. If he can keep it, he can't though. Ring, oh, well won back though. And that is knocked on for Mickelbust. Took it away, lad. He does. That is the equaliser. That is what we needed. Get in. And to think how we're going to be taking Mickelbust off in the next 5 or 10 minutes. But he does get his second goal of the series, I want to say, since he was promoted to first team. Decent tuck goal as well, across goalkeeper. Towel. Oh, Towel dispossessed by Waterfall. Ha. Towel and Waterfall. You can make your own joking comments with that one. Here's Rose. Waterfall. Torre, do your job. Well done. Hold on, and then he gives it away. Nicely done, Piergiani, though. Here's Markovic. Oh, Smith Rowe. Nicely done, lad. Oh, and he does his man as well. We're going to get the shot off. Oh, we are. It's Towel. I thought that was Markovic with a debut goal then, but it's not. It's Richie Towel gives us the lead. That was all Smith Rowe. When he cuts inside and just completely does defender, and then he finds the pass, and Towel tucks it away. I think he went the wrong side at keeper, really. I were aiming a cross goal, but he went near post. Don't matter, though. It's in back at net. And we are making changes. It is Mikkelbust and Sigurdarsson coming off, with Lloyd and Larson coming on. And Larson in behind. Just going to slow it down. There's Figueira. He brings it across the pitch. There's Threlkeld. He brings it inside. It's Figueira. Have to go backwards. Nearly get it away. Lloyd. Oh, Markovic, too close to keeper. Unlucky kid. Nice idea from 18-year-old. Or at least I suppose it was Lloyd, weren't it, that made the pass. But it was a nice idea. But Markovic couldn't quite get close enough. Just a little bit too close to keeper on through ball. Oh, over by Hansen, but that weren't far off. See how close it were if it'll show you in replay. It didn't really show you, does it? It looked a lot closer live, but then in replay, it looked like it was a fair bit over. And that is going to be Markovic's last action of the game. We are bringing Rooney on to see out the last 5 or 6 minutes. I would assume a couple of minutes of injury time anyway. It's through to Lloyd. Nice pass on to Figueira. Oh, tried looking for Larson, but it was cut out brilliantly. We are in 3 minutes of injury time. That is over everybody. Defence, we need to stay strong. We don't want to lose the lead now. Well done, Leatheren. Fired back in. Can we just welly this upfield, please? And there we go. The referee blows the whistle. That is all she wrote. It does end. Grimsby 1, Salford 2. What a comeback. Get in, lads. That couldn't have gone much better, could it? See Larson saying that he felt like he could have done better. I felt I could have done better in the match against Grimsby, but thanks for playing him. So the options are work harder, don't blame it on yourself, or own up to the challenge. What? That last one didn't even make sense. I'm just going to go don't blame it on yourself. And he is very happy. Yeah, I think he did well. I thought he did well since coming on. He only played about 20 minutes. Anyway, don't matter, does it? The important thing is that we grabbed 2 victories out of 2 in this episode. We are back up to 14th in the table. Let's have a look. I've gone the wrong way. Let's see how doable it is to get anywhere near the top end of the table as this season goes on. So we're in 14th with 32 points. And 45 points is the top end of the table. So, you know, we are quite a way behind, but it's not that undoable. 13 points. We have got a goal difference of -5, which is not good. But we have had a couple of big losses, haven't we? I think it is doable to get up the table. Let's just have a look at the budgets at the minute. So we have a transfer budget of 515k. If we adjust that to put some in the wage budget, because we are going to try and sort some wages out. I mean, we don't really need to adjust the budgets, but we will anyway, because what I am going to do before the end of this episode is to go to the squad hub and sort out some of these contracts that we need to get locked in before the end of the season. So I will sort these contracts out, and then we'll take a look at what I managed to pull off. And there we go. I have negotiated all of the contracts that I want to. So the only players that we've got left that are running out of contract are players that are transfer listed, looking at that. So even if we don't manage to sell them, they will be leaving by the end of the season anyway. So hopefully we get some offers for them in January. In terms of players that we did get to agree deals, the ones that we negotiated with, if I can find them, Maynard was one of them. He's agreed a new 2-year deal, as did Liam Hogan. So as captain, has agreed a new 2-year deal. And the third and final was Tom Walker, agreed a 3-year deal. So 3 players that were running out of contract that we wanted to keep, we are going to get to keep because they have all agreed to sign new contracts. All in all though, with good contract news, I think we can say that we had a solid episode this time out, can't we? I definitely think the new additions to the squad worked out. Markovic looked fairly sharp up front. If he can get a couple of goals early on, he might kick on really well. And Smith Rowe looked brilliant out on right. I'm happy with both of them, and the fact we've got them for 2 years is also pretty damn good. I wonder if we can sign them permanently by the time their loans are coming up. That is going to be an aim. We would like to make some more additions if we can, but I am not going to hold out too much hope because we ain't got a massive amount of money. We have tied down the players that we needed to new contracts, but we are still waiting for the next scout report to come back in so that we can sign that young goalkeeper. We do have the money for that now, thankfully. I will have a look at pre-contracts that we might be able to make. I'll see what players are running out of contract in next few weeks. Well, next few months that we might be able to bring in for the start of season 2. But I'll do that off camera. What I'm going to do though, guys, is I'm going to say that is the end of today's episode. If you enjoyed it, make sure you twat that thumbs up button and twat the subscribe button to keep up with content on the channel. Social media links are all down below like usual. Feel free to follow me. And other than that, guys, cheers for watching, and as usual, I'll see you next episode.